Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another Etheria restart video. And today there were some shadow nerfs to some characters in the game. There were some changes made in the game that hurt a few characters, but there is one character, an SR character, that is on the up right now. This is a character that you might consider building if you're not building yet, because it clears so much content in this game at a high level. And I'm talking about my boy Diting right here. This man is popping off. So I've been heavily investing into him today. In fact, all of the farming that I've done so far today has been, this dark element skill material, so I can get his skills leveled up. I want to show you in this video what he can do, what he's good at, but first I want to set it up by showing you one of the reasons that I'm moving so heavily towards him. Now, I pulled a Shadow Sonya yesterday, just when I was playing the game off stream randomly, and I was very excited because she's such a good Aurora farmer. Except today, if you go to Pridewind's site and look at the changelog, they talk about the changes that got shadow patched into the game. The big one is the adjustment to the dot team that hurt the dot team's viability in certain content, specifically Aurora. A dot team just used to be the Aurora farming team in the game. Now, because Aurora is basically immune to it, you can see Shadow Sonya sitting down here in tier 5. But if we scroll up a little bit, look who's sitting here in tier 0.5. It's our single target super assassin, Diting. He's tier 0.5 there. Doki Doki, yeah, you're not going to really use him on Doki Doki. Terramaton, tier 0. Union Boss, tier 0.5. PvP, he's even still rated at tier 1 there. And I will just say that I have fought some absolutely annoying Dittings in PvP that have caught me off guard and just blown characters off the map. This dude's value is off the charts right now. He does require a little bit of investment into him for him to shine. I currently have my Diting at 5 stars. I'm considering 6-starring him, and you do want to level up his skills. His main skill, his skill 3, has a chance of a follow-up attack. So basically, he marks a target with his passive right here. Let's just show a fight. You know what? Let's just run a battle. We're going to run Sharon Hell. This is about one of the hardest things I can currently fight in the game. I'm going to show you how Diting actually works and show you off Diting's damage. He is the only carry I'm bringing to this fight. I'm bringing Marvel for turn meter pushback. I'm bringing Dina for debuffs and Freya for buffs. So watch how this plays out on auto. Marvel going to do his pushback thing. Freya is going to give an attack buff to Diting, which increases his damage dramatically, by the way. Dina gonna debuff the boss. Now watch this Diting damage. Bang, follow-up attack, shell. That's half of the boss's HP in one round. Now, the rest of my characters will continue to do their buffing, their debuffing, and just keep setting Diting up for more action. Debuffs right there, buffs from, our girl Freya, and Diting's just popping off. The thing with him, as you level up his skills, you want to level almost all of them to max. The only one that I'm laying off of right now, and I'm really just laying off of it because I'm a little short on purple lattices, is his skill 1, but you still want to take it really far. And I'll show that off here in a minute after Diting finishes this boss with that round. That's a 51-second clear on, again, basically the hardest content I can currently fight in the game. Now, let me show you how I built him and why I built him that way. So, Diting, let's look at his skill 2 first. I think this is the most interesting one for him. It's his passive. It gives crit rate up, and it converts his extra crit rate into crit damage. Essentially, every so often, or every turn, he's going to mark the lowest HP character on the enemy team. For the fight you just watch, it's perfect because that's always going to be the boss. For certain other fights, you have to plan out with shells or something to get a little bit more damage on the target you want him to mark, because he really does need to mark. But when he marks them, it increases his crit rate against them by 60%, and he converts his extra crit rate over 100 to crit damage at a ratio of 150%. So to get all of those multipliers, you need to max that out to get the maximum crit rate boost and crit damage conversion. Then with his skill 3, he shoots the target, 450% damage, and when he attacks a marked target, he follows up with rapid fire. When you get this skill to level 4, it increases that follow-up attack chance to 100%. Absolute must have. And then level 5 gives you the one skill cooldown. So when you just watch that fight, he killed the boss with his second round of the follow-up attack. That would have been delayed by 1 turn had I not skill level 5'd it. So I think you absolutely should max out your skill 2. I think you should max out your skill 3. The skill 1, oh, Orange A from the future for just a second. I wanted to mention, when you max out Power Shot, it's a 3-turn cooldown. If you then max out skill 1, this is a 2-turn vulnerable, which means the next time you use your skill 3, the enemy will have vulnerable, and that'll be really helpful, especially if maybe some of the other debuffs you've put on them have worn off or something like that. So actually just max all skills on Diting. Okay, back to the video. If you want to take this thing all the way to max, I think it's great. If Diting's going to be your single target boss killer, max him all out, take him to 6 stars, and you will get a massive amount of return on investment from this guy. Oh, Orange A from the future real quick. I wanted to show the gear and like one little mistake you can make with Diting that I actually made and chat helped point me out. You really want to build this guy for crit because with his skill 2, he turns that like he gives himself that 60% crit rate buff and then turns that crit rate buff into crit damage at a better than 1-to-1 ratio. But what you got to watch out for is like running into too much crit damage. I believe it caps at 350. That's what chat was saying. So you don't really want to go over that 350 mark, but still I build him like DPS. I give him a little bit of, I thought about giving him a little bit of speed. He really just wants to go after all your buffing characters. And then I just threw my best DPS modules on him, get that crit rate up as high as I can. I probably, like I said, have a little bit too much crit damage when he's applying his passive. So I might dial that crit damage back in favor of a little bit more like raw attack or something like that. So that's the build I'm running on him. This shell is a really good shell, but it doesn't trigger until turn 2. So that's one thing to watch out for with this shell is his opening round of damage won't take advantage of this buff, but his second round of damage will. And then if the fight goes on for a while, this shell goes off every 2 turns after the first turn. So it's really good. In the video that I recorded of him, I was using White Fang because it goes off on the first turn. So if you're trying to like insta-pop something or really burn something down immediately, I like White Fang too. But any shell like that just does follow up direct damage or gives him more DPS. Okay, back to the video. Just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Like here's Sharon Hell fast clears. Diting, 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 Diting. Diting, 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 Diting. He's all over the place. Let's go look at module fights because, those are a little bit different. Module drops. Well, let's see here. Aurora, the thing that just got like dot team nerfed. What do we see in here? Diting, 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 Diting. Now, sure, he's running alongside other DPS characters a lot of times, but you think these 6-star Ditings aren't getting these people that those 30-second runs? He's in, you have to go this far down the list to even see a fight where there's no Diting, and it's like Rosa Heinrich instead of Diting Heinrich. Here's Diting Rosa if you want to use both of them. Like, look, you set him up with buffs, you debuff the boss, and Diting just absolutely unloads. If we go to Terramaton, I bet you we see some Ditings. Here's Terramaton Hell 1. Boom. Let's see. Diting, 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 Diting. Like, I hope I'm not giving Diting too much praise here, and he's going to end up getting nerfed. He's not great here. I would say that, like, I don't love him in the Doki Doki fights, but I'm building Gray for that and some other characters. Doki Doki's a whole different monster. TLDR, Diting's great. And so I think you should build Diting. I'm just kind of showing it off right here. Union Boss. Do you know who's great at this Union Boss right here? And like every Union Boss? Diting is, especially the one where he's got the like elemental damage boost. You gotta be a little careful about him getting killed, but Diting is awesome. That's my build. That's why I think you should use him, and that's like where everybody else is using him. So money where my mouth is. You saw my build. I think you could do it. Thank y'all for watching, everybody. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Peace.